In this video, we're going to be breaking down 5 students' work. So these are people that are following my online course, learning how to tattoo. And one of the best things that we've started implementing is direct assessments, feedback, where they send the work in and I look through. Now, I'm not going to be mentioning any names as such, but we're going to have a look at these 5 pieces. We're going to highlight what's good, what's bad, what needs improving. And I think it's going to be massively valuable to anybody learning how to tattoo, because doing this, you're then going to look at your own work and think, yeah, that mistake is actually happening for me. Hopefully, you'll have a good understanding of what you're actually looking at. So let's dive straight in. This is the first one. This is one of the lessons where we're practicing circles. Now, let's just zoom in and have a look, because we need to start looking at what is causing problems. So straight away, a picture paints 1,000 words, doesn't it? So just this image alone, it's not laid out properly. It's got the light shining in. So instantly, the picture in general could have been a lot cleaner. So that's the very first tip. But if we look at this circle here, we can see down at the bottom, this section, there's the overlap. So they started there, right in the middle, and then they've gone round with needle. We can see that, and we can also see that it's happening in quite a few places. So here, there's a wobble. Where else are we finding that same mistake? Here, it's not linked properly. There, it's missing. That's like the first thing that I'm seeing straight away. Now, a lot of people will be looking at that thinking, well, they're not even circles, they're not this. What can we take from this that's actually correct? Well, let's just have a look at this section here. Now, it's not a perfect circle. However, this one little section, we can see the consistency of the line is actually quite good. So for that particular bit, the needle has been moving a lot smoother. It's not been going in and out at skin. There's not a great deal of wobble there. So what are they doing in this particular section that they're not doing just beneath it here? What's changed? Because this looks smooth, nice and smooth as we're going down. Whereas when it gets here, there's this big wobble. What's causing that? So as an artist, you need to be breaking down your work, thinking, right, what's wrong? So we're going to go through, obviously, a lot of these mistakes are the same. So this section here, we can see it's not following the stencil. That will have been a circle. This section here, we can see that it's not joined up correctly. That should be an invisible join. We can see that this bit looks considerably darker than this side. So ignore the wobbly bit. What's causing this bit to be darker than that? Is it the needle depth? It could be. Without watching them do it, it could be. It could also be the hand speed. Are they going faster on this bit and then slowing right down on this bit so the ink is having more time and it's saturating better? That could be the cause of it. This section just here, we can see that has totally gone. Now, what I'd be saying to this particular student is, if you're doing joins, as an example, this circle, although it's not perfect, there's quite a bit of wobble, it's harder to see where the join is compared to this one. So this student is more than capable of following the stencil and getting the join so it's an invisible join. So is it a lack in concentration? And I would go through this entire mat highlighting all the mistakes, but that's the first one done out of the way. Let's have a look at the second. So from a distance, this one, it looks quite smart, doesn't it? It's one of the designs off the course. It's done in stipple shading. I really like this method of shading. Now, let's have a look at the pros and the cons to this. Now, straight away, I would be saying to this student, look, your understanding of the shading is quite good. It looks smooth. The shading is consistently. The blends, it's darker in this section and then it's getting lighter to here, and it's a gradual blend between the two. So I'm happy, bearing in mind, this is within weeks to a few months producing stuff like this. So I'd be saying, look, you've clearly got a good understanding of the shading and the artistic side. However, let's just have a little zoom in. We can see the line work here is a little bit all over the place. We can see that this section, it should be a smooth corner, but we can see, did the hand stick? What's caused that little issue? There's a few more bits, look, like this wobbly section here. This bit looks a little bit inconsistent. There's a section here, this bit just in general. Now, it's not me being really fussy. There's this bit that looks a little bit overworked. But there's so many artists out there that they're doing work like this, which for the time that this person's been tattooing, really good. Well done. This is a really strong starting point. But if we're not constantly looking at, all right, it's good, I'm happy with it, how can I make it even better? I've just noticed some more bits. So there's this bit as well that looks a little bit off in there. So I would be saying to the student, look, go back and do all the line work drills again, because if your line work reaches the current level of your shading, your work is going to jump leaps and bounds. And in this case, that is true. That is what would happen. Let's have a look at next one. So this one, really nice clear picture. Straight away, we can see this one looked actually quite clean. All the lines look solid. Now, when we start zooming in, we can start seeing the mistakes. Not mistakes, just areas of improvement. Let's have a look. So we've got this straight line. That is really well done. Compare it to this one. We can see here, there's a little bit of a wobble there. Same as this one, same as that one. We can see there's a little kink in the middle. So that is an area of improvement. Let's also look at connections. Now, one of the things that I'm a massive advocate on my course is if a line is supposed to meet, it needs to meet. And we can see that this area, there's a little gap there. That would be noticeable on a person as that heals. So super close attention to detail. This bit here, we can see that as they've done this line, they've come down, but and then they've slightly overshot it, look. That's going to make a difference to the end result. And it's little things that has been shown time and time again, that's been done good, that's been done good, that's been done good. The student is more than capable of making that happen. Another thing that I've just noticed is 80-90% of this, the saturation, the thickness, the cleanliness of the lines is pretty solid throughout. This is a very, very good, this is right at the beginning of course. This student is going to be exciting to watch. But if we look down here, there's just a couple of sections there, and did I see somewhere else? Slightly here and this line that just look a little bit faint compared to the rest. Other little things like that not quite matching up. This line being slightly thicker than the rest when it's all done with the same needle. So I'd be sending the feedback to this student with a direct step saying, look, these are your strong points. This is where I think you could improve. And if you make those improvements, it's going to make such a big difference. If you're interested in getting feedback like this whilst you're on your tattoo journey, this is just part and parcel of my online tattoo course. So in the description, if you're interested and you've not already heard about it, it's called Tattoo Method Pro. We've got a fundamentals of tattooing course. We've had over 150,000 people now go through this exact program and go from never holding a machine to doing absolutely amazing work. Link to that is in description. If you want to check it out, feel free. And these are all part of that process. Let's move on to the next one. So again, straight away from a distance, these look good. What I would say, the picture itself, I've done it again. I forgot to click on the actual layer that we're working on. So there's this section right up at top, leaving stencil on. We can see that there's quite a lot of areas where it's actually, tattoo has been missed, like there's not actually any black ink there. It looks faint. So this is more of a note. Look, when you are sending work in, if the stencil is still there and it's not coming off, soak your mats overnight in bleach and water, and that will help get rid of everything. But I think overall, this student is doing quite a good job. It's difficult to give, like that's missing a little bit, this missing a bit, this line is inconsistent, and we can see the slight wobble. But I think this one's a particularly hard one to look at, to mark, so we can see that bit's missing a little bit. This looks like they've been pulling the needle out as they've got to that point, and it's considerably thicker. There seems to be a bit missing here. But it's difficult to judge this properly because, like I say, the stencil is still clearly visible. This one's a little bit better as in regards to the stencil. That line, it looks like it's overworked slightly. It's a lot thicker than the rest, and you can see that it's spittled. It almost looks like it's damaging the surface at mat. We've got this line down here that's really faint. So have they been running out of ink? Again, when you're learning, it's really important. Make sure we're getting rid of the stencils, and then you can actually assess your own work. On this petal we've got, it's not quite meeting up correctly. So it's the small details. If you look, overall, bearing in mind there's no shading on these designs just yet. There's not supposed to be. They're following the course as it is, practicing and implementing the things that they've learned so far with the lines. It's all part and parcel of the course. But from a distance it looks okay, but we need to be looking in mega detail. Let's move on to last one. See what we've got now. So this is one of the mandala pieces. This is done in stipple effect. Lots going well for this, I think. There's a massive thing about the tattoo industry. I don't know what it is. People like jumping down people's throats. This has got so much good about it. But if this were put into a tattoo Facebook group, you'd have hundreds of well-established artists saying, "That shit, you need to pack it in, you need to do this." Hold on a minute, calm down. This student is actually doing lots right. Those blends, all these done in stipple, they're controlled. We can see that they're clearly darker there and they're getting lighter. They're not just doing that, they're doing it in a consistent manner. So that's the first thing that I'd be looking at, and complimenting this student on saying, look, you're right at the beginning, but you're showing really promising areas in your shading, particularly using stipple method. Same again, these are all done smoothly. They've cut it short a little bit here. If we look, there's a gap. So it's darker here, and then there's a space between the line work. And one of the things that we cover when doing shading or packing is make sure you go right up to and onto the line work. And that's gonna avoid this from happening. The other thing is obviously done the stipple shading and actually just filled these in. Whether that were intentional or not, I'm not overly sure. That's all the good bits done. Now, the biggest thing for me on this piece, again, looking from a distance, if we just zoom out a little bit, a lot of people said that, yeah, that looks quite good. This line has been doubled up inaccurately. So they've done the line once, it's not been right, and then gone over it again, but it's clear to see that that's happened. It's not quite meeting correctly here. This line is not as saturated. This line, same, not as saturated, and obviously the wobbles. We can see that this line is nice and dark, and then this line where it meets is a lot lighter. We can see the individual needle marks on this line. In general, the line work, I'm just going to highlight a few bits where it looks like particularly messy. That line is not right altogether. That one's got consistent wobble. That one's inconsistent. There's the hump there. So straight away, this is another one that so much potential, but the line work is not meeting the same standard as the shading. Now, anybody on my course, our goal is to build yourself as a well-rounded artist with a deep understanding of all the techniques and methods and be proficient in any of them. And then we're going to start specializing and going down the paths and becoming as own artists. It is so important to put the time and focus into your weakest areas. So on this student's feedback, I would be saying, look, let's go back, hammer the line work drills. I want you to spend a couple of weeks as a bare minimum, just hammering those drills, and let's get your lines. You're more than capable, the control is there. Overall, the line work is relatively solid. So let's just focus on getting it smooth. What's causing you to have them wobbles? Are you moving too slow, too fast? It doesn't look like they're moving too fast, the wobbles are inaccurate. It might be that they're moving too slow. It could be, and I explain this in other videos as well and deeply on the course, how you're holding the machine and not using a support anchor finger. That could be causing that problem. It may be that moving from the wrist or the fingers rather than moving the entire arm and keeping that stability. There's lots of varying things that this could be, but I would be putting all that into the feedback. So that's all 5. Let me know what you thought of these pieces. I think there's lots of bad points that these students need to be working on, but there's also lots of good points. These people are putting the time, the effort in, and the majority of them have got a full-time job, families to support, kids to look after, and they're doing all this time and effort in and around their own life. But let's work on the areas that need the improvement, and I'm really looking forward to see what these artists are doing in a couple of months once they've been following the course for a little bit longer. As always, thank you for watching. This is part 1 of a series, so hopefully you enjoyed it and you got value from it. That's the whole point in these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. If you've not subscribed already, what on earth are you doing? I'll see you soon.